had lots of people competing. Did you guys get a total when you counted? 210 competitors this year, so that's good. Everybody worked really hard, so now it's time to award those who won individual events, and then of course the Woodhicks and Woodchicks of the year, both adults and youth. So as we usually do, we're going to start out with the youngest Woodhick or Woodchick of the year. That's why we have you give us your birth dates, because we had several 2-year-olds, and you do have to compete in at least one of the events to qualify. And we had several 2-year-olds, and we had one 2-year-old who competed, whose birthday was the earliest, and that would be Jason Wolf. And since he's a Woodhick in training, everybody in his family can keep track of him as he blows on this whistle and follows the compass that's with him. Good job, buddy. Good job. Now, the most experienced Woodhick or Woodchick of the year, we had several people come in that had lots of experience, did really well, competed well. They said, oh, we won't do good at this, won't do good at that. They did awesome. And I won't give you their age out of respect, but we'll say that the most experienced Woodchick of the year was Linda Wolf.
Whoa!
Down at the beach, okay. You gotta hit the beach after.
That's Jason's great-grandmother.
So we move into each of the events. We're going to start with our youth seed spitting. And I have a question because we had a tie. And I was looking earlier for Ryan LaRock and Brady Kisnaden. Are either of those young gentlemen here?
Right here.
Right there? And you are?
Ryan.
Ryan. Ryan LaRock is this youth seed spitting champion this year with 11 feet. So of course, as he practices his seed spitting to maybe set a record, he can wear his new poncho. The adult seed spitting, he set a new record. The record had been at 25 feet, which is as long as our boards are. Apparently we need new boards. He took a step back a half a foot, and at 25.5 feet, Christopher Zaleski.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. Thank you.
So we had a tie in the youth doo-doo dropping. We had a doo-doo drop-off. And then they tied again, so we had another doo-doo drop-off. And so their initial scores were 7. I believe afterwards it was 5 and then 4. And the winner of the doo-doo drop-off was Sean Adler. As she goes around practicing to find her practice due, she can use her new glove. Good job. For the adults, we had a score of 8 for the adult doo-doo dropper of 2018. And so they will win themselves a nice pair of gloves. We have Josh Kiskaden. Josh here.
He's not here, Terry.
Okay. Youth shoe pitching. It was a tie that I didn't realize we had until I started looking at the score sheet. There was a tie of 2. Ryan is here, Ryan LaRock. Is Casey Herod here? Or Herod? Herod, okay. All right, so you guys both tied at 2. You're going to have to come see me at the end and figure this one out, okay? Good job, though. Very good job. Adult shoe pitching with a score of 3 was Al Fluman. So that he can find his way to the horseshoe pitch and post, he has a new compass. Sir, you're welcome. Good job. So we're going to move on to the hatchet slinging. So we had somebody that came in, took the tie that was there most of the day for the youth, beat it along with the adult score. And that would be Casey with a score of 11. Good job. And as she's pitching those hatchets at the target, she has a compass with binoculars to see where she hits. Good job. For the adult hatchet slinging with a score of 8 and winning themselves actually this nice hatchet to practice with. It's actually a survival hatchet. It's surprisingly hard to find hatchets. Brady Larock. Now we moved into the couple of timed events, which are always fun. You usually don't have to break any ties in the timed events. We start off with the youth log rolling with a time of 10.58 seconds, which is really good. I believe it is Yelkin Hill and Dustin Greaves. Are they here?
You know what? I did a wall roll club.
They're swimming. Okay. So we'll move on to the adult log rolling. The adult log rolling with a very good score, not as good as the youth, but a very good score of 12.65. Get themselves a nice coffee mug to fill with their favorite yummy water. Is Craig Bonham and Chris Zaleski.
Thanks, Terry. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So we move on to the cross-cut sawing. So everybody likes the cross-cut sawing, right? Nobody got tired out? We're all good? Everybody will sleep well tonight. So for the cross-cut sawing for the youth, with a time that was very close, there were several close times, but the best of the day was 33.09. Sydney Adder and Katie Elder. So you guys can continue practicing your cross-cut sawing with your little commando saws now. There you go. Good job, guys. Always prestigious adult cross-cut log. We had a couple of times that were really good. A couple of them stood up most of the day. But towards the end of the day, we had one come in at 11.4. That would be James and John Wolf. So those guys, instead of getting them a saw, because I think you guys probably have one or two of those, we have some nice multi-tools there for you. Good job. All right, so does anybody really care who the Woodhick and Woodchicks of the Year are? Yeah. Oh, you want to know. So we had some pretty good scores, as we always do. We will start out with the Junior Woodchick of the Year. And pretty good score, pretty high score. They're going to win themselves the prestigious shirt. So we expect to see you back in your Woodchick shirt every year afterwards. You get yourself your mess kit to keep that energy up and your tree cookie for Woodchick of the Year, Junior Woodchick of the Year. So So a high score this year, and scores for Woodhick and Woodchick of the Year, if you looked at the board down there, it's sort of like golf. You want your cumulative score to be low. We didn't have any negatives in the junior Woodchicks this year, but pretty low score of 33.53, and that was Gabrielle Kinnear. Good job. Congratulations. So, for the boys, we also had a nice low score, not in the negative, but 45.13, which was a very good score this year. And it must run in the family, because that belongs to Darren Kinnear. Now we move to Woodhick and Woodchick of the Year into our adult division. You get your prestigious shirt and handkerchief. Instead of a mess kit, you get those suspenders to hold those pants up as you're sawing and log rolling and everything when you come back, and give pointers next year to the other amateurs. So with a score of -9.38, the 2018 Woodchick of the Year is Christy Elder. And with a score of -43.26, I think he was feeling left out because half of his family has already won. It is Eric Gable. Sorry, you don't have a pink one like all the rest of them. And so those are our 2018 Woodhick winners of the event and Woodhick of the Year. Give them a round of applause. I want to thank everybody for coming out, bringing the great weather with you. We had another great year. We hope to see you next year, and hope to see you out here at the park, enjoying the park the rest of the fall and through the next year. If I could have our two horseshoe youth come up and visit me at the end, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, everyone have a great evening and be safe.
Okay, guys, I want to take this